let's do this. We have a wet lens, but it's totally fine. It for sure is super awesome to have a really nice and smooth slow motion, 120 frames per second, but unfortunately not every camera does 120 frames per second. Like the Sony a6000 does only 60 frames per second. So in this video I want to take a look and see if the 120 frames per second is overrated. Do you really need it? And if you have it already in your camera, what are the use cases where you use it or where you shouldn't use it at all? And stick around until the end to find out if we are able to revive this lens after it being drowned.
Yes.
So it is really cool to have 120 frames per second, but you don't always need to strive for it. However, if you have 120 frames per second in your camera, these are three things that I think are really beneficial. First of all, you can capture a really fast-paced motion and see every detail of that motion. Second thing is that it just looks epic in a lot of different cases. And the third thing is you can always speed it up to 60 frames per second or 24, whatever you need. So capturing more frames in 1 second is always better than, you know, regretting it later. However, there are some situations where you shouldn't actually use the 120 frames per second, and it's totally fine to use only 60 frames per second like it is with this guy, the Sony a6000. And let's take a look at these couple of examples where it looks good with 60 and where it looks bad with 120 frames per second.
So first of all, slow or minimal motion in 120 frames per second will look rather boring or like there is nothing happening at all. If a person is running, that's fine, but if someone is standing and checking their phone, chances are it won't look too good. Human emotions is another one that should not be played back at 120 frames per second. If a person is just standing and blinking, it's gonna take a long time for him to finish whatever he's doing, and it will be boring for the viewer. Besides, there is probably pretty high chance to capture them with a really odd expression. Human expressions probably look best anywhere in the range from 24 to 60 frames per second. It's fine to slow it down, but not too much. And lastly, don't make 60 frames per second be a deal breaker for you. Honestly, it's not that bad, as you can slow down the footage more than 2 times if your timeline is at 24 frames per second. It still gives you plenty of cinematic shots, because what matters is that you can slow down at least 2 times. Of course, it's awesome to have the ability of having 120 frames per second, but there are just a handful of situations where it looks epic. Rest of the times, it's fine to use 60 frames per second.
Oh, okay, we are done with the video. Disclaimer, no lenses were hurt in making this video, because, my friends, we are not dumb. We are not gonna throw a lens in the water. It's just a cup, and yeah, you can use it for your coffee, and I really recommend you getting one of these because they're really cool and they're confusing people a lot. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.